Good morning. I'm just waiting to see if anyone hops on today. Good morning. It might just be us today. Do you have any requests, Amy, before we get started?
I can't hear you.
Oh, really? You can't hear me? It's showing that my microphone looks like it's working. Can you hear me, Kelly?
I hear you fine.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
All right. Amy can't hear me, but it must be something on her end. Can you hear me now, Amy?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Does anyone have requests before I mute everyone?
I'm okay.
All right. So let's see, let me get this. Okay. We've been talking about prana this week, or this month. This is our last meditation. So we'll do some movement here at the beginning, just to kind of get ourselves into our bodies. And then we'll do a couple of different pranayama techniques that I haven't taught you yet. And our meditation will be really simple today. We'll just do a lot of sitting quietly, and I'll try not to talk too much. But let's start standing. I'm going to teach you, they're called CARs, or controlled articular rotations, but we're just going to go through all the big joints in our body and just move. These are functional movement And it's really useful to do this on a regular basis. It doesn't take very long, but you do notice a big difference. And so we'll move through our joints, but you're going to kind of keep some tension in the rest of your body that is not being used so that you're really isolating. So find your mountain pose. We'll just start in mountain pose, and you can make fists with your two hands. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears and then just kind of roll them back. Find a neutral, all the neutral curves in your spine, and get a little bit of support through your belly. And we'll just start from our neck. We'll do our neck first. So taking a comfortable breath and think more of expanding into your rib cage so you can keep the support of your belly and find pretty stiff fists in your hands. And then drop your chin towards your chest. And then we'll just scrape your chin over towards your left collarbone, look over your left shoulder, and then lift your neck back. And do this pretty slow and controlled. Lift your chin up, look over to your right, kind of scrape your chin past that right collarbone and back to where you started. And we'll go 2 times in each direction. So just scrape your chin toward that left collarbone, slowly lift your chin. Don't go to a place that feels crunchy, just kind of move through your neck. And when you get back to where you started, kind of reset yourself. Find the neutral curves of your spine, lift up through your arches, find those fists in your hands, and then drop your chin, scrape your chin over to your right, look over that right shoulder, lift your chin to point to the ceiling. Over your left shoulder, scrape that chin past your collarbone. And one more time in that direction. So we're really trying to isolate the movement. You're keeping your spine still. You're just isolating this movement into your cervical spine, your neck. And then release the tension. And now we're gonna just do some circles with our thoracic spine. So bring your hands onto your shoulders. Okay, and then really round yourself forward. And we'll kind of make a circle to the right. So you can twist yourself to the right, but we're gonna keep our pelvis right where it is. And then you can side bend over to your right a little bit, and then lift your heart toward the ceiling. Side bend over to the left a little bit, find that little twist to the left, and then come forward. So do that one more time on this side, really thinking about isolating this in your rib cage spine. And then switch directions after you've done that twice. Keep your pelvis pretty level. Try not to move your pelvis. You're just moving through your rib cage spine. And just getting through all those little spaces and articulating through those joints there. And then release. We're gonna do our wrists. So it doesn't matter what hand. I'm gonna start with my right, and then hold your forearm with your other hand so you keep it still. We're gonna try to keep our palm and our fingers flat the whole time. So I've got my hand just flat. I'm gonna hold my hand flat, okay? And try not to cup up your palm, but try to keep it flat. And I'm holding on to my forearm so it doesn't get too involved. And I'm gonna take and just angle in and pronate. And then flex through my wrist. And then angle out, supinate. And then come back up. I guess this is flex. And we're gonna do that one more time or 2 more times. But trying to keep your palm and your fingers as flat as possible and move pretty slowly. Right, you're keeping those neutral curves of your spine. Now go out and then extend through your wrists, come in and up. And you're trying to isolate this just in your wrist. So that's why we're kind of holding on to that forearm. And then release. And we'll do the other side. So try to keep a flat palm as much as you can. So you kind of got that tension through your muscles, and so you're using your muscular strength to move through the range of motion. So we're going to, the pronate, bring in and then extend. Try to keep your palm as flat as you can. Out to the side and then come up. And, you know, I always get little cracks and pops the first time I do this. Okay, and then go out, and then come in to come up. And it's hard to keep your palm flat. It wants to kind of cup up. All right, okay, we'll do our elbows at the same time. So I just want you to stand with your palms forward, okay? And then you can find some tension through your fingers and keep your elbows in towards your rib cage. We're just gonna bend through your elbows and pretend like you're high-fiving someone behind you, and use your bicep to really close your elbows as much as you can. And then turn your palms face out and then extend. And then turn your palms face forward, high-five someone behind you, palms face out, and extend. And then we'll switch directions. So start with your palms facing back, and now just bend through your elbows as much as you can. Really use your biceps to close, and then twist your hands the other direction. And one more time. Trying to keep your elbow creases forward. That one's tricky for me. All right, and then just kind of pause and feel your neck, your spine, your arms after that. And we're gonna come down into a lunge. So let's see, we'll do our left arm first. So take your left leg back. And I'm going to have my right arm in a fist. We do this a lot, so you're familiar with this. But have some tension and find some tension in your pelvis, okay? So that you're squeezing your heel and your knee toward each other. We're actually gonna start with this left hand palm face up and kind of angle it over towards your knee. Move it a little more into our shoulder. But palm face up and then lift this up overhead and try to high five someone behind you as far as you can, keeping those lower ribs down. And then when you can't reach back anymore, you can lead with your thumb and then totally rotate your shoulder, reach back, try to keep your rib cage still, and then find as much extension as you can through your shoulder before you come down. And then reach back, extend, extend, extend through that shoulder. So you can't lead with that pinky anymore. And you can find that rotation through your shoulder joint. Reach high, and then palm face up kind of above that right knee. So pretty slow and controlled, really thinking of all that movement you can get in your shoulder joint. Ribs stay forward. You've got a little bit of tension through the rest of your body, so you're isolating this and using your muscle strength in that shoulder. And it's all just an investigation, but it's also teaching your nervous system what you're capable of. All right, hands to the floor. We'll do our right hip now. So since we've got that right knee forward, we'll do our right hip. So you're gonna bring your knee into your chest. And I often will do this, like squeezing a tennis ball or something in my knee pit. So you could do that too. It kind of brings some more attention into your muscles. And bring your knee into your chest and then bring it straight out to the side. Try to keep your pelvis as level as you can. Bring your shin perpendicular to the floor. And then bring it back to where you started. And then we'll switch. Push back. And then knee out to the side. Knee toward your chest. And back to where you started. We're just going to do that one more time. Both directions. Back. To the side. And release. And push yourself back into child's pose. And just kind of check out how your body feels from one side to the other. And come back. Left foot forward into that lunge, really stable lunge. So left hand, find a fist, and then feel like you're squeezing your legs toward each other. And then find that support through your belly. Right palm face up, and then just lift. Feel like you're high-fiving someone behind you, keeping your rib cage pointed forward. And then when you can't anymore, you can lead with your thumb and then rotate. And see if you could find as much extension behind you as possible without leaning forward like me. And then really reach back. Find that extension as much as you can. And then you'll rotate through that shoulder. Bring it up and down. So we're just going to do that one more time. Slow. And come back. And face up. Release the tension in your hands. Come back down onto your knees. Bring your hands. Bring your left knee into your chest. So you can protract your shoulder blades, and then bring that knee out over to the side, and then into your chest, and then push, flex, extend, reach, knee out to the side. In. One more time, just back and forth with as much control and range as you can, using your muscular strength to really push that hip into its range. And then settle yourself back into a child's pose again. Just check out one side to the other. And then we'll do some scapular rotations. So you can come to kneeling, or you could do this on hands and knees, whichever way you want to do it. If you want to do it with a little more load, you can do it here. Just take your shoulder blades and draw them together, and then lift them up. See if you can do this from your shoulder blades, and then spread them apart and bring them down. So try not to use your trapezius muscles. Okay, now low, let them come apart. Lift, draw together, and come down. When they're low, bring them apart. Lift, bring them together, and come down. All right. Now we'll do our ankles and our knees. So I'm going to just shift my weight over to one side and bring my right foot in front of me. I'm just going to hold on to the back of my thigh. And if you can kind of hook under your knee with your right arm, and then hold on to your right shin with your left hand. Okay, and that way we're not getting our knee and our tibia into the ankle rotation. We're just going to use our ankle. So you're holding everything pretty stable. You can even like grab on to your bicep with the other ear. But let's go out first. So take that foot, angle your toes out down, and then in, and then up. We're going really slow. And after you've done that 2 or 3 times that direction, just switch. Really intentionally moving through as much of that range of motion as you can using your muscles. And then you can kind of relax that. Now, we're going to take our knee. So you're going to dorsiflex or just flex through that foot. Okay? And right now, I just want you to see how your tibia, like your shin, can kind of rotate. So I want you to try to hold your femur bone as still as possible and just find that little bit of rotation here by you're angling your toes out, angling them in. Okay, now we're gonna add some flexion and extension of that knee. So angle your toes out and then bring your knee just towards straight. If you need to hold here, you can. Now angle your toes in and bend. Angle your toes out and bring towards straight. It doesn't have to come all the way straight. Angle your toes in and bend. Okay, we're gonna switch that up. So angle your toes in and bring towards straight. Angle your toes out. And so you're keeping that ankle flexed, and this angling is actually coming here at your knee joint with your lower leg bones rotating on that knee. Okay, release that, just let that leg kind of go long for a second. And then we'll switch sides. So fold your right leg in and just hold your left leg. You can hold here. You can even keep your foot on the floor if you need to, or you can sit on something if you need to be sitting on something. So hold that shin if you can, just to keep it still, because right now we're going to isolate the movement in our ankles. So ankle in and push away. And see if you can just make this go through as big of a range of motion as possible. And then switch, push out. This is so good. We don't intentionally do this very often. But if you just did this once, sometime during the day where you went through all of your circles, it would keep your joints so healthy for your whole life. Okay, now we're going to try our knee. So try to keep your femur bone as still as possible. If you need to do it here, that's fine. But we're going to think about shifting that tibia and your fibula around your knee. So your ankle stays flexed and just angle in and out, and in and out. Okay, now we're going to angle out and bring your leg towards straight. Angle in and bend. Angle out and bring your leg towards straight. Angle in and bend. And then switch. Angle in, leg towards straight. Angle out and bend. Angle in, leg towards straight. Angle out and bend. Okay. And then lengthen that out. Okay, the last thing is just to find a little bit of movement in your patellas. So if this creeps you out, you don't have to do it, but it's good to kind of get a hold of your kneecaps and just kind of swish them around a little bit. You can push them forward and back, side to side. Okay, these bones are intended to float. So you can kind of massage around. So it's good for your nervous system to move your joints like this because it just kind of sets up your muscle memory, that your brain is wired to all those movements, and when you approach those in your day, your body kind of knows how to handle it and support it. All right. Let's go ahead and do our spine. Bend your knees down onto the floor. And just lay on the floor. Really slow bridges. So wiggle your shoulder blades together, and then really find some pressure of your feet into the floor, and then feel like you're pulling your heels back towards you. Push your lower back into the floor to lift just your tailbone, lift your sacrum, and then see if you can do one vertebrae at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Lift your spine up. And then pause when you get to the top. And then slowly, see if one vertebrae at a time, you can bring your spine back down. Really use your belly to try to get that lower back down one piece at a time. And you might notice there are parts of your spine that are a little trickier. And so that's why we practice. You can go slower there, or maybe go back and forth. If you notice like lower back vertebrae want to come up all in one piece, you can lift them up in one piece and then notice, okay, that's all one piece, and then go back down. And then try one at a time, just a little bit better. Maybe do that 1 or 2 times. And you'll notice that you get a little more control each time, a little more strength, a little more awareness through your belly. Come all the way up. And then articulate down. And then when you get down, just pause. We'll do a couple other functional movement things for our last few minutes that aren't those articulations, but I think are fun and feel good and help my back a lot. So we're going to roll around like babies. So let your legs go long and let your arms come up overhead. And we'll do a couple of rolls leading with our legs, and then we'll attempt some leading with our arms. So I want you to try, before, when we're doing those articulations, we're bringing tension into our whole body. This time I want you to see if you can relax your body so that your core muscles just have to turn on reflexively. You're not doing it intentionally. Bring your right knee up into your chest, and you're going to lead with that right leg. Bring that right leg over to your left. And just keep going. You can lift your head a little bit. Lead with that left leg until you roll onto your belly. Okay. And then bring your chin or your forehead to the floor. We're going to roll back, just leading with that leg. So you can bend through your right knee and then lift it up, and then try not to push too much weight into that left foot or into your hands. See if you can just lift that right leg, reach it back behind you, and roll onto your back. We'll do that other way. So left knee into your chest, just let your arms be floppy overhead. You're gonna lead with that knee. Lead, lead, lead. You can lift your head until you roll onto your belly. Chin or forehead on the floor. And then see if you can roll without pushing too much into your leg, your right leg. So bend through that left knee and then lift it up and reach it over to your right. You can lift your head and then roll. Okay. We're gonna try to lead with our arms. So you lift your head also, reach your right arm up toward the ceiling, and then lift your head, look over to your left. You're gonna reach that right arm over and try not to push too much in your right leg. You're trying to let your core do this. Reach, 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 reach. Until you roll onto your belly. Okay, now right arm straight out to the right. You can lift your head. You're gonna follow your gaze. Try to relax your bum. Reach up through that right arm reach until you flop onto your back again. Okay, other side. So left arm up, right arm's up alongside your ear. You're gonna lift it, and you can lift your head, and then reach over to your right. And reach. Until you make it over. And now left arm straight out to the left. You can lift your head, look over at that thumb, and let your gaze follow. Try not to push into your legs too much, or that grounded arm. Come back onto your back. We'll do a rounded happy baby here. Hug your knees into your chest, then grab your outer feet. Just bring those knees outside of your rib cage. Push your tailbone toward the floor, let your shoulders drop toward the floor. Then we're gonna come to seated and find kind of the same shape. It'll help prepare our hips for sitting. So you can roll to one side or just rock yourself up. Find that same shape as you would for happy baby kind of. So flex through your ankles, bend through your knees, and your feet are kind of wider than your rib cage. So we're kind of in a modified squat. You can sit on something here too. If you notice that your back is really rounding, you can sit on a block or a blanket. We're just gonna bring our hands together and bring your upper arms inside your knees. Okay. And just squeeze your knees into your upper arms and push your arms back into your knees. And just use like 80 or 90% of your effort to do that. And take one more breath there with that effort. And then keep your arms where they are, just open your legs out a little bit further. Okay, and then you can lean down a little bit further and let your arms go wider. And we'll do the same thing. Push your elbows into your inner thighs and push those inner thighs or knees into your elbows. Flexing through your ankles, lengthening through your spine. Just push, push, push. And then release your effort and just let use some muscular strength to pull your knees wider. Now you may be able to keep your hands together or maybe bring your hands towards your ankles. Lengthen through your spine, and then the same thing. Push your inner thighs into your elbows into your inner thighs. Lengthening through your spine. Push, 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 push. And then release. And then energetically widen your knees apart. Nice. Now let your legs go long. Actually, bring your hands behind you and just windshield wiper your knees from side to side a couple times. And then we'll let our legs go long. And find a wide-legged forward fold. Find yourself on your sitting bones. So that may be sitting on something folded, and then get your tailbone out from underneath you. So maybe your hands come behind you to kind of bring that tailbone back, your knees and toes straight, point straight up. Maybe you can find a forward fold. I'm just going to take 2 more breaths here. Another full inhale. And a full exhale. And then bring yourself back up. And grab behind your knees and find your meditation seat. set yourself up so that you can be comfortable. So we sit for. So we'll do a pranayama exercise for about 5 minutes, and then we'll sit for probably about 10, and then we'll end. Well, maybe we'll do 3 minutes of pranayama. But the first one we're going to do, here's my notebook. It's called Anuloma Krama, which is just taking our inhales in stages. Okay, so krama means stages. So we'll inhale in stages, and then we'll sit and just kind of notice the energy that that creates. And then our ending one will be exhaling in stages. Let me make sure I have a timer. So go ahead and get yourself situated. Your spine tall, and just kind of feel the aliveness in your body. Right? Prana is that life force energy that animates every one of your cells, right? It's this intelligence that your cells know what to do, how to replicate themselves, how to take in nutrients and to eliminate things they don't need. It's this energy that draws in sensory information from the world, that draws in air with your breath, that brings in food and digests it and assimilates it and sends that out to your whole body. It's this movement of life, the breath of life. So you feel that circulation through your body, that aliveness in your feet, in your legs, up your spine, your belly, your heart, your arms and your hands, and your face. So for the first few rounds of this breath, we'll inhale in 2 stages, and then if that feels comfortable to you, we'll start inhaling in 3 stages. So go ahead and take a complete exhale, and then inhale halfway. Pause. Inhale the rest of the way. Pause. And then exhale slowly. Inhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Make it a little bit slower. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale completely. You can continue with that 2-part inhale. If you feel comfortable, you can move to 3 parts. And so inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, exhale completely. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, exhale completely. Keep with that, whether you're doing 2 or 3 parts, and really feel the expansive quality of that inhale. You can feel your diaphragm expand. You can feel that expansion all the way into your pelvic floor. You can feel the expansion all the way up through the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, just really let yourself exhale and draw everything in. Now just let your breath just return to its natural, easy rhythm. Notice if that invited any tension into your body. See if you can relax through the whole length and weight of your legs. Relax through your face. Balance your shoulders over your pelvis, your ears over your shoulders. Relax the length and weight of your arms and your hands. And as your breath just comes in and out of your nose in a really easy, natural way, just notice how fluidly it moves. And just let the feeling of aliveness in your body be that anchor that you keep returning to. If you notice thoughts coming into your mind that you want to grasp and follow, just label that thinking. Just bring yourself back into the aliveness of your body, your hands. Maybe the heart center. Let yourself just be still. Let yourself feel that aliveness through your body. And just be still with that. Nothing else to do right now. Every breath is an opportunity to start over. It's a practice of relearn and remember. Now we'll switch to Viloma Krama, which is 3-stage or 2-stage exhales. So just go ahead and completely exhale. And then take a slow inhale through your nose. Let yourself fill up. And then exhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. You can continue with that same rhythm. I like to try extending that exhale even more. Your next breath, inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. And really get those last drags of breath. Exhale. Pause. Inhale completely. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Exhale completely. Pause. Inhale. Exhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. And just continue at your own pace. Really extending that exhale so that you let go completely of all of the air that's inside of your lungs. And then let yourself really fill up with that new, fresh prana. And as you inhale, see if you can really feel like you're expanding from the center out. And as you exhale, and you completely just wring out all the stale and old air. Use that belly to empty completely. And notice if you're bringing tension into your legs, your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. See if these last few rounds you can really let it come in an expansive, relaxed way. And only recruit the muscles that are necessary to expel your air as you exhale. You don't need your forehead or your shoulders to do that, or your hip flexors. And then just let go of the effort. Let yourself just sit with an easy breath. Just notice the energy that created in your body. Notice the relaxation that that long exhale invites. Go ahead, bring your hands to your heart and find that inner smile and your eyes inside of your mouth, through your throat, through your heart. And bow and offer some gratitude. And thank your body. And thank God. And release your hands, open your eyes. So as we've talked about energy this month, sorry. Sorry, it's loud. Has anyone had any insights or ahas about managing energy, or what helps you have more energy? Any thoughts?
I think for me, the class about coming back to a ritual really spoke to me, and being consistent in the practice, and allowing also room for forgiveness for myself when you kind of fall away from that, and for others too that might be letting you down, which can add to different energies in the body too, but just recognizing that it's all a practice for us to keep coming back to.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like meditation is just kind of helps us learn that too, that we just have to keep forgiving ourselves and come back and come back. It's just that practice of continually remembering that we come back to that anchor. And then, then we have that bigger thing of our day is when we come back to those rituals that really do create an anchor so that we have somewhere to build. So, thanks. Anyone else have any thoughts? For me, it's just been helpful to think about it, that it doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes I really get into my head. I like to analyze and think about things and find connections and symbolism and, but really it doesn't have to be complicated. right? Breathing in and breathing out. It's pretty low tech, but it's also amazing that, you know, what our bodies do. And when we can just honor that and let everything flow and work and trust that it will work, I find that pretty amazing. So thank you everyone for your time today. I'm going to send out emails today with coupon codes for you to share with friends. If you have anyone that you think might want to join us for July, if someone uses your coupon code, then I'll refund you like half. I'll refund you 50% of your July payment. But next month, we're going to move on to the Manomaya Kosha, which is our emotional body. So it's like your thoughts and your feelings, your thought and feeling body. So I'm excited about that. We'll have some good discussions, I hope, and I'll have worksheets for them for next month too, journal exercises. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week. We have is it just one more day of July classes? Just Monday. We'll do a movement lab on Monday and just kind of put all those little movement labs I sent out throughout the month together and work on sun salutations. And I'll show you kind of how to adjust your sun salutation to your energy level or what it is that you need. So you can make it harder, you can make it more supportive and friendly for your body, just depending on what you need for the day. So I think it'll be fun. We'll do that on Monday and then we'll start into July. Craziness. And my husband leaves next weekend for 10 months. So that'll,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. All right.